Here we got the sorcerer of the group, Gwen Tennyson. She works alongside Ben 10 himself. They go on adventures and stuff. Gwen Tennyson, she's very different than Ben though, thanks to her latent anodite genetics or anodite nature. How does she have physical strength to knock over aliens like heat blast? Use the spear to do this to this bird, making it flee. Her anodite nature gotta have something, cause how is she staggering a gorilla-bodied animal in her little body self? Even slamming this stone being over her head and crushing the other stone being. Has gag feats like hitting him that far. She's trained in art of fighting, knocking out grown folk like that. Rips off this pipe so she can use it as a weapon. Can chop through a bunch of wood during martial arts sessions. Not afraid to judo flip. Yeah, she looks powerful here. While Ben was in her body. Instinctively backflips. Using martial arts to take out a whole bunch of aliens, showing her fighting paralysis. Gotta respect it. Display of martial arts here. She just likes doing flips. When she was possessed by Dagon, blast power back. Was kind of able to outrun a car. Like, what? Ain't that some speed? Yeah.
9 years of judo.
She has basically 9 years of judo of training. Overwhelms the Forever Knight. In hand-to-hand combat, like getting lit up. She has good accuracy with firearms. She can solve equations decently well. Gwen actually has alien heritage, by the way.
What's an anodite?
Anodites are a race of free spirits with powers that humans can barely comprehend.
Since she's a main character type character, she's gifted with some type of spark that not all the family members get.
It meant you had to spark.
She kind of put Humongousaur to sleep, one of Ben's tougher aliens. That's what happens when you're an anodite. Night, night.
A pure energy. We draw life from the mana around us.
This allows her energy projection, force field projection, energy projection because of this. Drawing the power from the life force around them.
And physio potentia!
Mana is life energy.
We teach you to master life energy. That's what mana is.
Drawing mana from things around her, she could do as well. It's implied at Gwen's full potential. She could become a being of pure energy with enough training. She can go to this energy form. In the teen days, she wouldn't stay in it because it would be a threat to her being stuck like this. Not mastering this power is too soon. In her anodite form, though, she can apparently grow her size like that. She can get scary.
The most powerful being in your world is at my command.
Dagon, one of the powerful villains in the verse, called Gwen the most powerful being on the earth, especially in her anodite form. However, show editors disagree with this, however. Still a show of respect that she's in that Ben 10-ish range, especially in his normal states, right? Well, her pure energy state seems ridiculous, but that's none of my business. She does some astral projection type stuff, like going into the Ultra Matrix. Thanks to her energy projection, they're like on some ghostly type stuff, meditation style. Now we get into some absurd statements about her power. When she went inside the actual Ultimatrix, she threatened to destroy like some of the powerhouse transformations inside of it in this astral projected state.
Don't use that power for too long.
I risk losing my humanity. I'm destroying these transformations, Ben.
But being inside this Ultimatrix to be able to do this, is it the same as beating them in the actual physical plane? You know, She did take prolonged attacks from Ultimate Echo, though, before destroying the discs. Melts Ultimate Spider Monkey web off of her when she was possessed by Dagon. She blasts Humongousaur back in this anodite state. She also risks losing her humanity in this state. It seems like the writers are implying that in this state she's above Humongousaur's here, maybe. Froze these drones in place this one time with her energy projection. Shatters a whole bunch of laser lances. Blasting. She flipped a loaded truck, blasted apart an entire row of them, that much power. Breaks apart pieces like this, rapid fire. She blasted apart a concrete pillar, like that. She broke metal restraints, even though she was getting her power inhibited.
That's about all I can muster with these power inhibitors.
Blast through walls, blast Ultimate Humongousaur, to the point where he goes to a building, these stone-like machines or whatever. Look at this blast power. Respect it. Right? Kamehameha! Blade. Yes, she can make blade constructs. Can make super giant blasts. Blast through the side of a warehouse like that, just to scare them. These large golems get blasted in a couple hits. Kind of reminds me of some Green Lantern type stuff, making these little mana constructs. Using it like a hammer. Tears up a huge portion of the road. That much. She should totally use blades more, like piercing building parts, cutting a fire hydrant, cuts off these blasters, she just slices and dices. Charmcaster, somebody similar to her, clashing beams with her blast power wise, but when she's older, they clash again, overpowers her this time, however, showing her character progression over the years, even goes as far as knocking her out. She even knocked out Big Chill, one of the top tier aliens that been using. Knocks out multiple of these DNA aliens, can do area of effect to take multiple of them out, a being that can eat tank missiles. Gwen is able to hurt them, it seems. Blast power, rapid fire. Her mana constructs basically make her have sledgehammer type fists to be able to combat them punching power wise. She even knocked out a giant mutated bird that's way bigger than her. And she has handled forearms tiers, if that makes sense, dodging and etc. Having a hard time breaking through the shields. Can rewrite papers with spells. Like, that's cool. She can locate stuff, full sweeping a campus.
No sign of any spell.
Yeah, trying to see if there's any other spells in the vicinity. She has illusion spells like that. She can basically just straight up fly. She can technically just beat you via hacks by suffocating you by putting a shield around your freaking face to where there's no air. Like doing it to beings that are, one could debate, physically stronger than her, helping even in the odds put you to sleep. Her alien heritage of being an anodite is so unique that it doesn't even have DNA. They're made of pure energy to the point where you can't even use the Omnitrix to turn into an anodite, which basically answers the question on why out of all these aliens that Ben has, 10,000 different aliens in his watch, and none of them are anodites or he never used the anodite form. That's the reason they don't even have DNA. They had to make it to where Ben couldn't take away her shine. When it comes to Gwen, you can get an idea of how powerful she is by how much her shields can withstand. I would say that whatever her shields can withstand, she can dish out at least, wouldn't you say? Even young, she stops all this large debris. She even blocked a hit from forearms, her shield held up to it, of course. Falling boulders, blocks ice chunks from Big Chill, repels massive asteroids. While in the ship, blocks the arms of these giant arms. She blocks stuff that goes through Kevin's car. She protected the entire rust bucket, crashing on the bridge. That was the rust bucket 3. She got kicked by being like Atomics. Her shield didn't break from this said kick. Don't forget how powerful Atomics is. Atomics is the same being that can create a literal miniature star, yet her shield took a hit like this. I mean, look what Atomics did to Ultimate Spider Monkey type tier. Blast power from Atomic. And he's night-night. She can shield herself from large explosions like that. One could say she could debatably survive country levels of power, her shields adding to her durability. If we were to take this stuff with Atomic seriously, if we assume that Atomics can kick as hard as he can blast. She protects herself and her allies from a null void projector blast. We talk about some insane shielding.
This thing will do a pretty good imitation of a hand grenade. I figure it'll take out half a mile, out half a mile, out half a mile.
And this is her base state. Her shields can withstand stuff like this, and that's not even counting this mode. Shielded herself and Kevin from a methane explosion. She shielded herself from the ship exploding. It can be seen above mountains, yet she was able to shield from all of that. She can block attacks from sharp stuff too. These Forever Night swords can cut pipe, block, block, block. Her shields aren't affected by acid. She kind of reminds me of Invisible Woman in a way. She blocked the blast from heat blast. She blocks attacks from several beings from the Big Chill species. She blocks an attack from Chromostone, even though she can't hold it for long. She temporarily blocked a blast from Way Big. Obviously, it broke, but it lasted for a little second. Way Big is able to destroy planets like that with their blast power. So Way Big is obviously above her, but this same being can destroy planets. She temporarily blocked them for maybe a good 2 seconds. You gotta respect that. I'm just saying. Dagon amped the Vilgax. She created a shield to hold up against this might. It broke, but a lot of the power didn't hurt none of the people inside. It shows her shield stood up to it via blast power. This Dagon amped to Vilgax. Vilgax is already a beast on his own, but he was literally amped by, one could say, a cosmic being of this universe. This being Dagon is an extra-dimensional demonic entity who tried to invade this dimension with the help of his army during the Earth's medieval era. He was banished back to his dimension when Sir George defeated him by cutting out his heart, a powerful weapon given to him by Azimuth nearly 1,000 years ago. So for more reason on why her blocking this being's power temporarily is impressive, because Dagon was fighting an overpowering ultimate Way Big. Way Big is a planet buster. So that lets you know how strong Dagon is. and why blocking an attack from this guy is impressive. Even if it does inevitably break, it's still impressive. She can make her shields really big, like even kaiju size. Even beings who are normally intangible, she can touch or trap these beings. What would we do without you, Gwen? She can make her shields like diamonds to deflect lasers. They're even airtight to where they can breathe in space if they have to. She make her energy shields elastic, like bouncy. She blocked Dagon's waves.
They can't teleport through your shield.
They don't really teleport. They move between dimensions.
But mana is multidimensional. But mana is multidimensional. But mana is multidimensional.
They stated that mana is multi-dimensional, so the people that phase in and out through dimensions, they don't really teleport, can't really teleport through her shield. Like, what? I mean, she trapped Big Chill one time in a shield. Another occasion of beings that can go intangible, Gwen is able to trap them still. Despite this fact, uses a pillar of mana to launch forearms in the air like that. Oh yeah, she can fire beams from her eyes, just for those that didn't know. And they're hot enough to burn Kevin. How do you restrain her? She could just do that and get out of handcuffs. A fan even asked some of the writers, could she do anything a Green Lantern could do? She simply said no, like creating a giant energy mech and stuff. She can't make anything, even though she can make a lot of different stuff, right? It would have been cool to see her make a sniper rifle or something, right? Like a Green Lantern, right? The best way to get an idea of her blast power, I would say estimatedly should be able to blast apart a city in base at least, not counting her Omega form. Based on a feat with Atomic, survive the kick from a being this powerful, a guy that can create mini stars. Shield can protect against the Null Void Projector, which had the power of...
It'll take out half a mile.
And she shielded from that. So I'm thinking the Atomic's feat and the fact that she shielded from an explosion that big kind of concretes her in that range. Not to mention she blocked a beam from Dagon powering up Vilgax beam, withstanding that level of power. Yeah, in this occasion, Dagon amped Vilgax. Blast power is able to withstand that. And I already showed you what Dagon can do when it comes to planet busting power, because he's up there with way big. Then she just goes on a whole nother level when she's in this form she hasn't mastered yet, in this time period when she's a teenager at least. This same interdimensional being, Dagon, sees her in a very high fashion.
The most powerful being in your world is at my command.
Notice how Humongousaur is in this same scene. I'm just saying. This was including characters like Sir George, who is powerful as heck because of this freaking sword, which can actually destroy planets. Yes, this sword is that powerful. In this ultimate mana magic state, she should be able to blast with 53 quadrillion megatons of force based on all of this lore, but she can't really control it in this moment in time. Planet shattering power, though, I would say. Dagon really saw highly of her. I'm just saying, calling her the most powerful being on the planet, even though he had previously got defeated by Sir George's sword or whatever, but that's none of my business. Still consider her a threat knowing this information about the sword that can destroy planets. Seems to know tornado spells or whatever, slowing down the fall. Even in the early days, she was learning about this stuff via reading books and knowledge. She can lift up these rocks even while young. Respect it. Possible future her seems to be a beast. Seems to be able to teleport things across vast distances. She literally knows spells that can go through time. Rapid fire blast, boom, 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 shield. And when it comes to just her raw power in general, she can compete with a lot of Ben's different aliens he can turn into. It just kind of begs the question, what is her prime self or future self can do? If I'm being honest, her older 30-year-old or 40-year-old self could be a planet buster in base based on the fact of how strong future Ben gets. I mean, think about what Teen Gwen did. She fought Ben, reacted to blast from Chromostone, had her shields can withstand his blast. Remember what Chromostone can do. This cosmic being, Chromostone absorbed energy from, who is a planet buster. She's versatile with her book, make him weigh some weight. He turned in this alien against her. She still can shield from it, letting you know her competent. And he had to resort to way big. That's when this happened, you know. Her performance against Chromostone implies that she has to be somewhere in the league of forearms, at least. Especially her future self probably in the same league with future forearms as well. Well, remember that future forearms is able to harm a Kevin that's able to, the same Kevin that endured a beating from way big alien, that's a planet buster, gets back up moments later, showing how strong this future Kevin is. Yet Gwen should be comparable to forms of this future state, even though I would say Forearm still has the advantage over Gwen, probably in raw power overall, but she ain't like a flea in comparison, right? You know what I'm saying? It's no exact math to this stuff though, guys, so give me some leeway. You get it? So you got this Gwen as a teenager should be able to blast apart a city. This state should be able to shatter planets thanks to Dagon thinking she's the most powerful being on the planet. Dagon saying this is a big deal because Sir George was on the planet at the time, who has a sword that can literally destroy planets. Yeah, in this state, she's deadly. Not to mention it just goes up from here. Unknown on how possibly strong she is in this state, but she could possibly be a planet buster thanks to the fact she's in the same timeline with an older version of Ben 10, where the older aliens are fighting beings that can take attack from beings that can destroy planets. She has to be competent with Ben at least, not counting Alien X stuff, of course. And then we're not even going to talk about how possibly strong her future Anodite form is, but that's none of my business. But what do you guys think? How much blast power do you think she has? How powerful do you think she is in her ultimate mode? I'm interested to hear you guys' thought. Let me know what you all think. I'll see you guys later. Go respect Gwen Tennyson. I'm well aware that she had her own watch at one point and she can turn to different aliens, but this is her time to shine with her magic, and that's what she shines at, right?